Howdy folks, John here from rchelicopterfun.com. Today we're looking at the Eachine TX16S Computerized Radio. This isn't a copy or a clone of the RadioMaster TX16S. This is actually built for Eachine by RadioMaster and just rebranded with their name. And there's some neat little differences on it that we'll go over. And at the end of the video, we'll also open it up to see the guts inside to see if they're also the same as the RadioMaster. Let's get into it. I want to thank the folks at Banggood right now for agreeing to send the Eachine TX16S so we can all have a look at it together. As usual, I'll have a product link below in the description if you want to check this thing out yourself. So, it comes with a little manual. Just goes over the radio layout, screen layout, specifications. It's got a link to OpenTX's website. That's pretty much it. So very limited, just shows you the basics. If you're brand new to OpenTX and you're not really sure what resources are out there, I've got a video on the 3 sites that helped me the most. I will link to it below in the description, up in the card doodad if you're interested. So just like the RadioMaster, it ships in pretty much the exact same foam case. It's just got Eachine on it. Really holds the radio well, protects it well, both in shipping and for transport. It's a good storage case as well. So here is the Eachine TX16S. We will look at that closer in just a bit. What else do we get in here? We get a display protector. Already ships with one on it. I'm actually going to leave that on. And what else do we get in here? USB-C cable for both battery charging and computer connectivity. And then we've also got this little bag. What do we got in here? 4 little gimbal springs, if you ever bust a spring. And then 2 little set screws, which are probably, yeah, there's none in there. So those set screws are just to lock the gimbal height. No neck strap though. Thought I'd better bring the RadioMaster in. I don't really want this video to become a comparison video, but you pretty much have to look at the 2 side by side because the biggest question is going to be which one do you get? And you know, there's really not much difference between these 2. There are some slight ones which we will go over, but you know, in prices, they're very equal. You know, Banggood's always having sales and promotions on. You may find this one a little bit cheaper one week and then the RadioMaster the next. It may come down to something as basic as which one's in stock when you're ready to get one. So I'm just going to try to give you a hands-on tactile feel of the differences, switches, and then we'll go over a few of the cosmetic differences. The radio feels identical in the hand. It's got the exact same grips on the back as the original RadioMaster did. And I really like these grips. They give you a really good firm hold of the radio. Gimbals are Hall effect again, so you've got that same smooth gimbal feel. What is different on these is you got all these little holes for gimbal adjustment. They're not through the back. And personally, I think that looks horrible.
And all I have left are stinky holes.
Gunk is going to get in there. Anyone who's had a RC radio, you know, your gimbals, unless you're really meticulous, keeping them clean, these are going to clog stuff. But we'll try adjusting them, see if it's any better. Really, how often do you adjust your gimbals? You know, it's set and forget. Comes out of the box as mode 2. Throttle gimbal is ratcheted, and you can't adjust that from any of these holes. You're going to have to open it up. So we'll do that when we get inside. What else we got? Switches feel decent. Exact same placements as the original RadioMaster. Side sliders, nice and smooth. A little bit stronger of a detent than the RadioMaster. So that's nice. I like a strong centering detent. Ooh, the S1 and S2 dials. Quite a bit nicer. Little more rotation force needed and a very strong centering detent. So that's nice. One of the biggest changes you'll see is your 6 position selection switches are now below the neck strap loop, and they're not up here like on the RadioMaster. This is actually really nice. You can reach them a lot easier when you're flying, and whether you're doing pinch or thumb, you can still get to these. It's a little more difficult reaching up on the RadioMaster. I never use these, so it doesn't bother me either way, but that is one thing to be wary of. When your neck strap is on, you're going to partially block your two center ones, but that's not really a big deal. Button layout for all your screen access is the same. You've got your return, page up, page down, tele, same as on the RadioMaster, system and model, and then your scroll wheel. These bigger buttons, they are a little bit easier to press. Quite a bit of slop in the encoder wheel here. So there's one difference. Maybe it's just on mine, but don't like seeing that. Bottom, still got your exact same ports that you've got on your RadioMaster. Here's your charging USB-C port, your AT ports, and the SD card. It ships with one. It's just a 250 megabyte, which is fine for the radio here. And as far as your upper ports, DSC jack, and then your other USB-C, and this is for accessing the SD card and for updating firmware in the radio if you want to go through your USB. On the back, got the same fixed handle that's on the RadioMaster. Got the JR port cover, so you can run external modules in it. And then here's your battery access. Huge battery bay in the TX16Ss, and just like the RadioMaster, it ships out of the box with a battery holder for two 18650 lithium cells. Connectivity through the radio is via a 3-pin JST-XH plug. This is both power and balancing, so you can balance your packs right through the radio charge port. RadioMaster was really good with balancing. We'll check it out on a battery with this one. Let's just put a battery in this right now. I'm just going to fire, in this 4000 milliamp hour TX pack. If you're curious about this pack, I actually did a video on this as well. I'll fire a link in the description. Again, card doodad up there. Got nice foam on the battery cover to hold the battery really secure. Let's put the JR port cover back in.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Let's just zoom in here.
Switch warning.
Oop, she's not happy about something here. Oh, there we go. Let's just turn the display brightness down a bit. Hopefully that's a little bit easier to see. So out of the box, it actually comes with some Eachine models already pre-configured into the radio. Let's see what models we've got. Obviously, we've got the Eachine E180. We've got the E160. Just got some templates for aero, delta wing, quad. Oh, they've got an OMP Hobby M2 in there, and then a heli. And then we've got some Eachine aircraft. So that could be a time saver for a few folks. Those of us who are familiar with OpenTX, though, we've got our own, personalized setups. So this wouldn't help much for us, but hey, it's already there if you're an Eachine flyer. Let's see what these adjustments are all about. Now, personally, when I'm setting my gimbal adjustments, I like to be able to see what I'm actually doing. So we're doing this blind. According to the instructions, this is our horizontal spring tension adjuster. So we're going out, making it loosey-goosey, going in. These are all just 1.5 millimeter screws, by the way. Oh yeah, getting nice and tight. So it certainly works, but you have to remember which hole does what. And it's just so much easier, I find, going through the back, set it, forget it. But yeah, for some people this will probably be a neat feature. Ooh, let's try something else here. Let's see if they've got proper screen polarization. With my one RadioMaster, not the original Hall version, but my Max version, found out when I'm outside, if I wear polarized sunglasses, I can't see the display. Ah, same thing. Why? Why put a horizontal display in when it's vertically polarized? I don't get it. Just to show you on my Horus here.
You turn me on.
No problem.
Mode, throttle release, low rates, rudder low.
This one's polarized in the right direction. Yeah, if you go at the 45. So if you wear polarized sunglasses,
Nasty.
yeah, nasty. Nothing to get into these things. Obviously you don't want to have your battery in when you're opening it up. You've got 4 2mm hexes on the corners here. And you've got two 2.5 on the top of the antenna housing. Oh, that's interesting. We've got some threaded inserts here to mount some kind of little accessory on the top. Don't get that on the RadioMaster. You also have to take the rubberized sides off. They just pop out. Kind of like Lego. And then your back should just pull off. I'm going to take this off, just make sure that my pins are coming out straight. And first off, let's see if it's got the dual speaker. Yes, it does. So I've just got to disconnect the speaker here from the board. Come on. And then here from the other speaker. So the back is identical to the RadioMaster TX16S. If you wanted to put the folding handle from the RadioMaster on this one, you could. Off of their accessories. And let's look in here. Identical main board. So this is the RadioMaster board. There's our multi-protocol module. Got the same application of antenna hold down glue. Nice soft silicone wiring. What's this? Some kind of little piece of plastic in here. So there's your Hall sensors. The gimbal wiring is held down with some silicone potting compound so it doesn't move. There's our tension adjustments. Just going to get a Phillips. Just going to get rid of the ratcheting on our throttle. And go back to nice smooth. There we go. Butter smooth. They've got some nice silicone grease in there, it looks like. So yeah, identical inside to the RadioMaster other than the gimbals themselves, because they've got the front adjustments. You can't access your spring tension from the back here or engage and disengage the centering. You have to all do it from the front and you can't really see what you're doing. So some people may like that. I don't. I would recommend, if you're not using this as your throttle, if you're using this for aileron elevator or cyclic, to remove this tension band altogether, because this wire does rub on that sharp edge a little bit. But that's the same as in the RadioMaster. And on this side, You could even put a little piece of foam or something over that band, or just make sure the wire isn't touching it. And on my RadioMasters, I've switched the momentary and 2 position around because I used to fly with Spectrum and JR where they're reversed. I've got separate videos on that though. But all in all, it's a RadioMaster. Let's get it back together. The switch sticks a bit. It's not bad, but yeah, it sticks every now and then if you hit it the right way. Let's just check what version of OpenTX we've got in here. So we're running 2.3.9. Hopefully that's showing up. So yeah, want to update that. Still, OpenTX doesn't support the touch screen yet. The new Edge version is supposed to have it, so OpenTX will have it eventually here. Actually, let's see if this actually is a touchscreen display. Yep. Cool. Okay, I'm just going to get the battery charging up now, and we're going to see how well the internal balance circuitry actually balances it up. So I've just got the USB-C plugged in, have our little green light, and we'll come back when it's charged. Okay, the green light has gone off, so the battery should be fully charged now. And let's test it out. .19, 4.19. Perfect. Not that I would expect any less, because it is the RadioMaster motherboard after all in this thing. Just a few final thoughts here, folks, on the Eachine TX16S. If you're in the market for a computerized radio running OpenTX, don't think you're going to go wrong with it. As we saw, it's using the exact same motherboard and full function multi-protocol module as the RadioMaster. It's built by RadioMaster, so of course we're going to get that same quality and functionality. What I liked about the Eachine a little bit better than the RadioMaster, I do like the side slider feel and detents, a little bit stronger. Same goes for the S1 and S2 dials. I do like the larger selection buttons on the side over the small ones. They do have a better feel in my opinion. If you use your 6-position selections quite often, you may find you like the Eachine better. They're just easier to reach and access than reaching up over your sticks to get to them on the top, like over here on the RadioMaster. If you already fly Eachine aircraft, you may enjoy the convenience of having those pre-configured setups in there. What I didn't like about the Eachine quite as much, well, you know what Ren and I think of holes. I didn't like how there was slop in the encoder wheel here. To me, that's not really acceptable. Didn't like how the switch would stick if you hit it on this side. The switch feels a little bit flimsy compared to the RadioMaster. I just don't feel the fit and finish on the Eachine is quite up to where it is here on the RadioMaster. And I also do like the silver accents a little bit better. Just to me, it makes it pop and makes the RadioMaster look just a little bit higher end, but hey, that's subjective. So which did you get, the Eachine or the RadioMaster? It's entirely up to you. Both have their own little sets of pros and cons, but hopefully I pointed them out so you know what they are and you can decide which is a better fit for your needs. And at the end of the day, it may just come down to which is a better price and which one's in stock. Oh, leave your polarized sunglasses at home. Just unbelievable. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time. Happy flights.